All right, so right now, what would you say, you kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier, but what would you, in your own words, what would you say are your strengths right now as a pro? And what do you think specifically the things are to take your game to the next level in the ITU specific format?
Well, I finally feel, since I started being a triathlete, it's been hard to really bring my bike and run up to speed. And now I've finally gotten to where my run is around a 32-minute 10K, and I'm riding with the best. Last year I set a course record at the LA Triathlon on the bike, and so I've finally gotten to where I'm comfortable enough with my bike and run that I've been able to put more effort into the swim. And I think this year that effort is really, it's shown a lot of success with being able to, I've been 4th out of the water at 2 World Cups and 9th last week in Madrid out of the water. So, my swimming is finally coming back to where I'm capable of having it, and so I'm really happy with that. The bike is, ITU cycling is not like it's not like non-drafting, it's not like a time trial. You really have to be able to surge and put in some really high wattage for short periods of time.
Over and over and over. Right.
Yeah, and that really wears on your legs. So for me, I think the next step is just going to be figuring out how to put it together, put all 3 together into the ITU format, and make sure that I can put out that 32-minute 10K or faster, right, after I've put in such a hard bike.
So it sounds like, yeah, you've got the individual tools. It's bringing them all together on a race day to do that. Right. Right. Cool. All right, so I'm sure a lot of folks watching this, would give up quite a bit to be in your shoes as a pro triathlete, chasing the dream of the Olympics. But I'm not sure everyone is aware of all the sacrifices you make to compete at this level. I mean, a lot of people think it's kind of a gravy train, and you train all the time, but there's a lot that you give up in life. I mean, and especially as a new professional, I mean, you're having to give up even more than some of the more established pros. And so tell me a little bit about what type of overall life challenges do you face in kind of putting together life as a pro?
Well, it is hard to see my friends from college going out and being successful and really finding lucrative jobs and having fewer financial troubles. As a pro, I'm chasing a dream, and I have to set aside any sort of real financial incentives while I do that, as well as social incentives. You can't train 30+ hours a week and go out and have a beer on Friday night with your friends. So
and even maybe some of the small things people take for granted. So, if you want to go and, hey, we're going to go to this event, you just don't want to be, for example, maybe out in the sun or on your feet for an extra 3 or 4 hours. Things that
that's exactly right. Yeah,
people who don't train take that thing for granted.
Yeah, I mean, there's little things that you have to do, and I always tell people the biggest difference between the pros and the amateurs is it's not how hard you train. Anybody can go out and pound themselves into the ground. It's really how you recover, and in order to get the kind of recovery, you have to sacrifice. You can't have that part-time job or full-time job, and you can't you can't go to concerts every night and do all of these kind of things that are fun to do in your 20s.
Absolutely. No, I know what you're saying. All right, so give me a little insight on what a training week looks like when you're not recovering from or tapering for another race. What type of hours, miles, yards, what kind of, just give us a little glimpse of what a training week looks like.
Well, swimming, I think it's pretty standard for the ITU guys. We do about 25K a week, some a little bit less, some a little bit more. And we ride 14 hours a week or so. I don't know a lot of guys that keep track of miles on the bike, but we keep track of hours and
you're paying attention to wattage levels and that type of thing.
Yeah. Yep. And I know most of the top guys are running 50+ miles a week, some as much as 70, 80 miles a week. I heard that Tim O'Donnell, he just switched from ITU over to long course, and he reported that he was putting in 80-mile weeks on the run, which is just incredible. So that's about it.
So we're looking at about a solid 20 hours or more of working out every week.
Yeah, at least 20, usually more 25 to the 30 range, and in the off season it's 30, 35 plus.
Yeah. All right, so just the last question here. So what do you do for fun in the off season? I mean, you alluded to it's kind of time to chase sponsors a little bit, but okay, when you're not training and you're not looking forward to the next race, I mean, what's fun for you?
I actually, the things that I like to do, that I can't do during the season are the things that really take a lot of energy. Hiking, and I like going cross-country skiing, and you know, some of the things I'm not able to do because it's in the winter is, you know, wakeboarding and that kind of stuff that I used to do before I was a triathlete. But you know, I like doing different sports, just getting out and doing something that's not swimming, biking, or running, and just enjoying the outdoors and really being active in the off season.
Sure.
In a new way.
All right, well, thanks for talking with us here today, and have a great race on Sunday.
Thanks, JJ.